Okay, so I'm Jacqi Hodgson, Councillor Jacqi Hodgson. I represent Totnes at county level, Totnes and Dartington, and I'm a district councillor for Dartington and Staverton, and I'm a town councillor for Totnes. And I am firmly in the belief that what we do at the local level makes a massive difference. So it's think global and act local is definitely something I believe in. And so I work today. What I'm doing is supporting a petition to support our local Refurnish, who recycle and repair and help to reclaim a lot of furniture, large items that would otherwise go to landfill. And that makes a significant difference in my view. This links in, of course, with what people like Transition, who I've actually been supporting of in the past anyway. Transition, who are helping us to address climate change. Transition has been very, very strong in Totnes for some years, and their work is to make sure that we look at how the community can respond and become more resilient to climate change, the climate emergency that is now becoming very, very apparent. And it seems very tragic that many of the powers that be are not recognising the urgency of the matter. But in Totnes we are, but instead of being put down by it, we are actually thinking positively and thinking, what can we do to make everybody happy and have a good time while doing the right thing? And the reality is, and actually there was a survey done probably about 10 years ago now, which was a happiness survey, and it showed that people are actually much happier when they're not buying all this stuff, because actually all this stuff that we buy, which has got a massive carbon footprint on it because of the way it travels, the impact on all the resources, and of course the social impact on the third world, the people that we don't see, like the environment we don't see that's being ruined by these things.
You mean like what's happening in East Africa right now?
Exactly. So it's that. I'm just thinking about consumer goods, what actually the impact is in terms of their creation, like young children working and making all these extra pairs of trainers, etc. But the impact of climate change, which is also affecting other societies, people who can least afford.
So would you say the Green Party are then joining the dots between all of these aspects of our consumer lifestyle?
So the Green Party, in my view, is very much joining the dots. It's the political wing, it's the outspoken, it's getting into the decision-making bodies to actually bring that community view, that green view, that supporting our environment and our society, as well as our economy, our local economies. And if we can work with that balance, then we might actually get somewhere. At the moment, everything is so distorted towards looking at the economic sector that the environmental sector and the societal sector has just been left on the back burner. It's been ignored, and the cracks are showing massively now. And we have to divert all our attention to making sure that we look after the environment we live in and we look after the society we work with.
So it's about values at some level. What do we value most? Is it profit or is it people and planet?
Exactly. It's putting people and planet before profit. Absolutely. And always keeping it in that order. Because money only oils the wheels.
Yeah. So what do you say to small businesses in the South Hams where we are right now, who say, well, we need to make a profit? What do you say to them?
I say to small businesses, hang in there, because you actually are the ones that need our support. The big businesses are the ones that are making such a massive problem for us. But the small businesses work with their communities. They are often very distinctive. Their distinctiveness means that they often are working with their local communities in terms of actually as producers. So like local greengrocers, for example, who can actually afford, because they've got the connections, to bring in local produce that often has got a much higher environmental standard. It can be organic, and places like Totnes, we've been supporting those kind of products anyway.
So they bring money into the community, which helps everybody, and they don't trash the biosphere that we all depend upon.
Absolutely, but it also means that we keep money local. And keeping money local means that we're recycling that money locally and keeping the profits and the benefits local, but also we're keeping the accountability local. And people, start to be much more aware of what's going on in terms of economics and trading when they understand that keeping money local makes a real difference, and they can vote with their purse. Right. We've seen it before. We showed it with the ozone layer all those years ago, 1989, when people stopped buying aerosols with CFCs in. We turned that around in 3 months as society across Europe. We can do that again now. We have to recognise that power is in our purse.
Right. And Polly Higgins, she's put forward this whole idea of ecocide. How does the Green Party feel about that?
Absolutely support it. The tragedy for me is that Polly is very, very ill at the moment.
I know.
And a number of us at 6 o'clock every evening are kind of doing healing vigils, and hopefully that will make a difference and we can turn around that desperate cancer that she has in her. But either way, her legacy will go forward, and she's been magnificent. Polly came to Totnes about 10 years ago. A lot of us bought her book, which is brilliant, and that whole notion of ecocide being compared to genocide, which is, when there's such massive extinctions happening, she's absolutely correct, and I so admire her imagination and creativity with this. And it has, the slow but steady work that she's done, I think will bring benefits. And, ideally we can start to hold some of these major companies to account for the damage they have caused, the externalisation of their costings that they've dumped on not only us as the public, but they've dumped on the environment and on the wildlife species.
Yeah, thank you so much for talking to us, Jacqui.
My pleasure, thank you.